All right, today we're going to break down a really smart, surprisingly simple pruning technique. It's helping young hazelnut orchards just explode with growth way faster than you'd expect. And the secret isn't about making a ton of cuts. It's about getting back to basics and understanding what a tree really truly needs. And it comes down to two things: light and balance. So check out this quote. It's from an agronomist, Vito Vitelli, and it really paints a picture, right? It's late afternoon, it's about to get dark, but it's really worth stopping. You can just feel the excitement. We're in an orchard in Avellino, Italy, looking at hazelnut trees that are only in their third year. And what's got them so worked up? They're covered in catkins. That's the male flowers. And for plants this young, it's pretty much unheard of. These things are so packed with potential, they're literally making experts stop in their tracks. So let's dive into what makes this particular orchard, the Laurie Farm, so special. How are they getting these incredible results so early in the game? It really all comes down to the setup. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. The variety, Tonda di Gifoni, that's pretty standard stuff. But the structure, now that's the secret sauce. See, they start with a single stem. The Italian term is monocaule, and that's the foundation. From there, they train the plant into what they call a free, bushy vase. Think of it like a wine glass, right? It's an open, upward-reaching shape. And make no mistake, this is not just letting a bush go wild. Oh no. This is all about building a planned, productive architecture. And the whole system, the whole idea, is built on this really simple, really beautiful philosophy: minimal intervention. It's kind of a less is more approach that trusts the plant to do what it does best. So let's see how that works in practice. Basically, you let the tree be a tree. You're not going in there with a heavy hand just cutting everywhere. No, the focus is super, super narrow. You're only making cuts on the branches that are growing inward, back towards the center of the tree. That's it. Everything else, you just let it grow. And I want to circle back to that key term, monocule. Remember, it just means a single stem, one primary trunk. This is so important because it provides the whole structure. It's the difference between a messy, tangled bush and a highly efficient, productive machine. So, you might be asking, how do you actually do this minimal intervention? Well, it all comes down to a really specific kind of cut. The technique is the heart of the whole thing, and in Italian, it's called speronatura. And this right here is the key. When you find one of those branches growing back into the middle, you don't just chop the whole thing off, no way. Instead, you make a small cut back, leaving a little stub or a spur. It sounds so simple, right? But believe me, this one little action changes everything. So why does this work so well? Well, that little spur you left, it doesn't just sit there. It actually becomes a new hub for growth. It keeps the inside of the tree alive and active, and it pushes out strong new branches that are going to bear fruit. I love how the agronomist puts it. You're giving that branch a second opportunity. How cool is that? Okay, so we've got this single stem structure, the less is more philosophy, and this cool spur pruning technique. All of these pieces are working together to achieve one single critical goal. And it all comes down to one thing: light. I mean, just look at the difference. It's night and day, right? On the one side, you've got an unpruned plant. The center is just this dense, dark, tangled mess. No light can get in there, so nothing can grow. But on the other side, look at that. With this technique, the center is wide open, it's bright, and it's an active, productive part of the tree. And that's the whole objective. It's to create what Vito Vitelli calls the cone of luce, the cone of light. You're literally sculpting the tree's canopy so that sunlight can just pour right into its heart, waking up every single part of the plant and putting it to work. Okay, theory is one thing, but what does this actually look like in practice? Let's check out a demonstration to see the proof. Take a look at this. If you were pruning a tree the old way, you'd end up with this huge pile of discarded wood. But with this method, look at that. It's just a handful of little branches. It's not major surgery, it's more like a precise surgical intervention. And that's way less stressful for the plant and a heck of a lot more efficient for the farmer. So how do you do it? It's really just 3 easy steps. Step 1, clean up the base of the plant. Get rid of any of those little suckers that pop up and steal the tree's energy. Step 2, look inside the canopy and find only, and I mean only, the branches that are growing back towards the middle. And step 3, you make that small, targeted spur cut. That's it, the whole thing. And you know what the best part is? The tree will actually tell you if you're getting it right. It gives you feedback. A well-balanced tree will have almost no suckers at the base. You'll see strong, new branches shooting right out of those spurs you cut. That's a sign they're already back in business. And the whole plant will just look, well, orderly. It'll be full of branches, but it won't be a chaotic mess. It's balanced.
So this really sums it all up, doesn't it? This modern approach is all about achieving three simple things. First, get light into the canopy. Second, make sure the tree keeps fruiting year after year. And third, hit that perfect vegetative productive balance, that sweet spot where the plant's energy is split just right between growing the tree itself and producing a ton of hazelnuts.
Which really leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? In a world that's always chasing complex new technologies, maybe the most revolutionary thing we can do is just listen to the plant. Give it what it needs, light and balance, and then get out of the way. For modern hazelnut farming, it really seems like the answer is a resounding yes.